There, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the month of June 2016. So I'm doing these readings a little bit differently this month. They should be a little bit longer and have a lot more detail. So definitely let me know what you think. But I split up the cards into sections, and your first section is your main focus for this month. And you start off with the 10 of diamonds. Definitely, I mean, it looks like a great month for you, number one, a really great month. But your focus this month may be on finances, making more money, and things like that. This is a great card for increasing finances, great card for prosperity and financial success. It's also a card of traveling. A lot of you might be traveling this month, thinking about traveling, planning moves and things like that. It can even be a card of getting a job or a new position that does require you to travel or move in general to get it. But it's a very good card for changes financially, positive changes financially. I would say that for a lot of you Leos, I think a lot of you have already seen this year, maybe over the past couple months, get a lot better financially, but this could even be a better increase there. Next, you have the 8 of diamonds. Definitely seems to be a financially focused month for you. This is the card of money. It's a card of entrepreneur as well. So any of you that have your own business or anything, it looks like a really good month, especially if you put the work in. You know, we're coming to the end of this Mars retrograde at the end of this month, but so it can definitely make it hard to stay motivated. But I think the thing I like about the 8 of diamonds is it's kind of like a direct relationship between like the amount of work you put into something and what you get back. So that's very much going to be a focus for you this month, is like what you put into a project or money or jobs, or even just making your finances better. I'd say for a lot of you that are even retired, it's a great month to look at your finances, to look at your savings and things like that, move things around, maybe make different investments. Could be a very positive month for that. But this card also does represent things coming in too, and in your you do have the King of Hearts showing up here. This is showing up in your love section, but King of Hearts can represent like your ships coming in. So a lot of you might still not necessarily be where you want to be financially, but just know, I think a lot of you could probably see how it's coming to you, which is really nice. And next you have the 6 of clubs, which under a lot of card reading systems is simply called success. It's the card of success. So it's a really nice card to have for success and growth and abundance. It's also a great card to learn to learn new things. That's been a long-term kind of thing for you Leos, is that you probably need to learn new things, sharpen your skills, update your skills, and try new things this year. I think that'll be very beneficial for you, and this is a great card for it. And it's also a card of trusting your intuition. Your final card is a card of trusting your intuition. So above all else this month, I would say definitely trust your intuition this month, over everything, pretty much. Next, in your in the area of love, you start off with the King of Diamonds. King of Diamonds, definitely a card of not being reactive in love, not just jumping to conclusions and things like that. It is also a card of being too focused on money. So, and again, I mean, to be honest, your main focus was pretty much all about, money and work and making more money and improving finances and stuff. So it's definitely a card of coming up with some sort of solution, coming up with a good balance and focusing on everything in your life and making sure that you do that. But it's a card of maturity, coming into maturity, being more mature, and being very successful as well. So you really can't beat that. But as far as love goes, again, I would say try to split time here and try to come up with a nice balance, between work and the people who are important to you. And again, even if you don't have a relationship, it would be a good month to maybe try to split time here again and come up with some sort of balance there. Next, you have the 5 of Hearts. So 5 of Hearts can represent jealousy, but I always say that the 5 of Hearts is usually like a good kind of jealousy, because it's like other people are jealous of you because maybe you're with somebody that everybody wants or something like that. So it's jealousy that should be ignored if there is a jealous situation for you. The card can represent breakups and divorce, but things that have already happened. So maybe some of you have already been dealing with a breakup or divorce. Maybe that's affecting you today. And it's a card of needing to learn, again, how to balance. There's a lot of balance here. So it's definitely a card of needing to learn how to balance out your past relationships with new relationships and things like that. It can be a card of moving to a new location as well. A lot of you do have several cards about moving or thinking about moving. I'd say, but it feels like only about maybe like 50% of you Leos, only like half of you are even thinking about moving or have thought about moving and things like that. Let's see. It's also a card of, again, sometimes this card comes up when we like break plans or change plans that we have or something like that. So it's a good card to like make sure that if you have somebody important, like don't break plans with them or anything like that. And next you have that King of Hearts that I was talking about. Again, King of Hearts is all about seeing your ships coming in. This is very much kind of like a Leo card, even though it represents a water sign. Leos love to be nurtured. They love to give love as well. So it's definitely a card of like nurturing, compassion, and things like that coming to you. So it looks like a rather nice love month. Again, if you can create that balance, I think it'll be a good month for love, even possibly new relationships coming in for those of you that are single and things like that. So next, let's look at the area of finance and business and making money and things like that, and it looks amazing for you. Like I said, we already knew that because of your main focus, was pretty much all about finance. But you have the Two of Diamonds. Two of Diamonds is you matching up perfectly with a business, a job, a financial advisor, anything having to do with finance, matching up perfectly with something, matching up perfectly with an investment, an idea, like a job. I think I already said that. So keep your eyes open. A lot of you could be like matching up with something that really helps you out financially and can increase your finances in a lot of ways. It's also a good card for just kind of being in the flow of finances, so I really like to see that as well. Next, you have the Six of Clubs, all about financial responsibility, becoming more financially responsible, looking at how you can become more financially responsible, and making better decisions overall. This card says that you will be more financially responsible, that you already are doing these things. It's a card of like planting seeds and saving and all this other stuff. It's also a card of some of you could be making purchases, like a new car, things like that. So it is a card of making purchases, but it's also a card of making like other financial decisions. Sometimes like to be financially responsible, kind of like the Nine of Diamonds, which you actually, that is really funny. I didn't even know you had that, and you have that here at the end, towards the end, I should say. But it's very much both the Six of Diamonds and the Nine of Diamonds are cards where the example I always give is like maybe your car is making a noise or something like that. And it would probably be better to spend the money to fix it now instead of waiting, because if you wait with a card like this and the Nine of Diamonds, you have both, it'll just turn into something much worse. So it's definitely a card of like taking advantage of being responsible and things. And then at the end here, you have the Two of Hearts. So it looks like a relationship could be important to a lot of you as far as like earning money and getting better finances. Whenever the Two of Hearts comes up in a financially related question or section like this, it usually represents that our spouse or the person we're with or whatever could be very important to our financial well-being, and could even give us some motivation and things like that. So definitely pay attention to the person you're with. It could even be a card of like a sibling or something like that giving you some advice financially that could really help you out. So listen to the people around you this month financially as well. Next, we're going to look at the area of spirituality and emotions and how you're feeling this month. And you start off with the Five of Spades. Five of Spades is a very spiritual card. Spades cards represent spirituality, spiritual things. So the Five of Spades is a card of breaking free and even wanting to make spiritual decisions to break free. But I feel like a lot of you maybe, have been almost felt like you've been controlled by like a situation. Could be like a financial situation. I think a lot of you are finally breaking away from that, and even I always say this is a card of even looking at how you've grown through difficulties and how that's changed you a lot spiritually. So a lot of you could just be thinking about those things and looking at how you've made those changes and just kind of like thinking about it, and that's it. Next, you have the Ace of Clubs, which is my favorite card on the deck. It represents abundance in all ways, but it's definitely a great card for intuition. Like I said, I think it's a very intuitive month for you, Leo. So definitely trust your intuition this month. It's a card of thinking and planning and thinking about things and learning new things, again, which came up for you earlier. But it's definitely a card of communication. So listen to listen to your dreams, listen to your intuition, and especially trust your intuition this month with your last card. Again, it's going to be super important that any feelings you have about a person or people coming into your lives or anything like that, definitely trust your intuition this month on those things. Next, you have the Nine of Diamonds. we already talked about this a little bit, like needing to make good financial decisions and things, but in regards to spirituality and emotions and things, this card has to do with maybe even receiving some sort of like spiritual like upgrade or like spiritual check, like a bunch of spiritual energy and things like that. It is a card of newness. It's a card of kind of recharging. So a lot of you could be doing that. There, you do have a lot of vacation energy this month. So I would say like a lot of you could be recharging spiritually by going on a vacation or something like that. And finally, you end with the King of Clubs. King of Clubs is it represents Leo. Look, there's a lion right on it, right there. It is the card of Leo, so that's really good. Whenever you show up in your own reading, it represents kind of having a lot of power, being able to get what you want. This is a card of honesty, being very intuitive as well, and kind of just being really in the moment and being able to get what you want and see the future and all sorts of things. So really good. You'll probably be like a leader this month. You'll probably have a lot of that leadership energy. So definitely embrace that this month as well. But it looks like a great month, really awesome month. So definitely enjoy it, and thank you for watching.